Hey guys, this is Andra Day, and you're watching me on The Adam Bomb Show.
And I rise up, I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Adam Bomb Show. Can I tell you one thing
Yes.
that I've been very upset with? The past 4 award shows, the Billboard Music Awards, the AMAs, I think it was twice, they never bring you by my ever.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Oh, uh-oh.
And you know how they
Look
have
at
those, listen, they have those runners, and they're like, Andrew Day. I'm like, yeah, never happens.
Okay, who am I pointing the finger at right now? No, I'm
And
just kidding.
but it was the
Kidding.
last one was in November, because I remember you were coming
I think it
through.
was the AMA. It was the
Right, you
AMA
were-
suite. Yeah.
Oh, well.
All
So we have a
right.
lot to talk about.
Well, now in the station. Right there.
So
That's
can
why.
I just say, and if this is fair to describe you, you are very vintage to me, both in sound and
Yeah.
appearance and everything.
Pretty much, yes.
What inspired that? Because there isn't a lot of artists that have the whole package like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think I'm just very sort of mid-century obsessed. First of all, in California, in Southern California, there's a huge, we call it rockabilly, which is sort of like, neo 40s, 50s, 60s kind of style, and there's a huge rockabilly subculture in LA and San Diego and Southern California. So I would go to classic car shows with my father, and I would see the women dressed up with their victory rolls and their bouffants with their wraps, and the hair looked amazing, and the music that I loved and I studied in school, in the performing arts school I went to, was just incredible jazz musicians, jazz artists, jazz singers, Billie Holiday, Lena Horne, Dinah Washington, Ella Fitzgerald, and then we just studied 40s, 50s, 60s kind of pop culture. So you see the icons who, Lucille Ball is one of them who I fell in love with, and all of it's something I've always been drawn to. I feel like it just had such a style to it, such a statement to it, and so yeah, it just kind of grew on me since I was a kid.
Was there that one singer that you said, yeah, I want to do that? That's what I want to do.
It was definitely Billie Holiday and Nina Simone, I will say, because I feel like, I grew up listening to soul music, R&B, and then my mother would always listen to like Fleetwood Mac and the Carpenters and Journey, and so different sides of the spectrum. But when I went to this performing arts school, I started when I was about 10 years old. I had three teachers there that was pretty seminal in my life. Gail McKinney, Donald Robinson, and Bill Doyle. And they introduced me to voices like Billie Holiday and Nina Simone, and it was so different than the big powerhouse vocals. They had such a tone to it, and they conveyed a message and a story, and so it was still powerful, but it was, it wasn't the super belty types of singers. And so those two were really the ones that I was like, this is the kind of music that I want to do,
I want to congratulate you on these nominations for the Grammys, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you a little nervous? Do you get nervous when you're nominated for things?
I do get nervous. I get nervous, but it's fleeting. I just have to, remember you're here for a reason, and however this turns out is how it's going to turn out. You can't change it, can't go back and fix it. You can't just, let it be and move on. So, but I am nervous. I'm more thinking about the performance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you approach anything differently? Because award shows, there's millions watching, not just the people inside.
What? I'm just kidding. Right.
But like, does it ever enter your mind? Because I've asked other artists the same question. Like, nah, we just do the same thing. I'm like, how can you? Because there's so many more people seeing it.
You know what? It's if you allow yourself to be super aware of that when you're performing, then, it can affect you. But I can see how they would see, well, it's the people who are in front of you, and that's really what you think about. Because, at the end of the day, it's like, it is a much bigger stage, which is an understatement of the century. But at the same time, I try to be like, let's put on the same performance for them. We can add elements and sounds to it so it's bigger for the venue. But you should give to them the same way you give to your audience of like a couple hundred people in like a tavern somewhere or something like that. So it's, you try not to let that get into your mind. Otherwise, it could be crippling.
Have you played a lot of taverns and like bars and things like that?
Yeah. With this last tour was actually a smaller. So it was like maybe 300 to like 500 capacity venues. So really, really small, very intimate. And there's, especially with this music, it's autobiographical. So I'm really taking people on like a life journey, and they're experiencing the many mistakes.
Oh,
I've
come
made.
on now. You don't make mistakes, Andra.
Right.
Andra Day on the Adam Bomb Show.
Thank you.
If there was one artist you could karaoke with, the karaoke bar, just pick anyone, who would it be?
One artist I could karaoke with.
You and somebody else.
Okay, let's think. I would karaoke with I have to pick just one.
Yes, because I know
I'll follow the
we'd be
rules.
here all day, though. You'd be like,
I
well, I
know.
wanted this one, this one.
Let's see. I would karaoke with. I'll say Adele. Yeah, I would karaoke with Adele.
Wow. My gosh, it would be nothing but powerful vocals in one room. So when you released Cheers to the Fall, what did you expect from it? Did you expect a lot of your fans to be very, I mean, it's a very, to me, emotional.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of emotion. What did you expect going into it right when you released it?
Right when I released it, I expected, I can't say I had too many expectations, and I tried really not to. You know, I wasn't sure how people would receive it. I know it was the first album, and it's very honest and real content to my life, you know? So, I mean, I really hoped actually that it would, you know, kind of encourage people to tell their own truths and to talk about their own truths. And, you know, I expected and hoped people to receive it well, because we put a lot into it. You know, you get out of something what you put into it. And so it's 3 years of work in this album. So it's been a long time. And
Well, okay, so I see you like to model a lot.
Really?
At least I see all featured in Vogue. I see other pics come up. Okay, tell me what's harder. What's more challenging? A day shooting for a magazine or a day in the studio?
A day shooting for a magazine.
Is it really?
It's usually a poor photographer on the other side of the camera, like, okay, let me really work my angles today, because I'm like,
Yeah, I guess I should have prefaced. I'm not sure if you really enjoy modeling, but I mean, I do see a lot of model pics out.
you know, I'm not very good at it.
But if you're in Vogue, Andra, that
yeah.
means something. It
It's
really does.
And actually, they were just appreciative. The woman who was there on set was, you know, so appreciative, because, you know, a lot of times they'll put, you know, what they see or what they think should be the vision. But she was like, I just love who you are. I love your style. That's why you're here. So they were incredible. It was an amazing shoot. Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this, and because when we find this stuff on the internet, you never know if it's real or fake.
Okay, got
That you love Whataburger out in Texas.
Yeah, I do.
No, but I lived out in Dallas, so I know exactly for 4
I
years.
discovered it for the first time, and I was like, this is like a gourmet burger. How could this be fast food?
Oh, but it's so unhealthy.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful.
You sang with Reese and the president, Reese Witherspoon. So please tell me what it's like to sing with the president.
So I didn't really sing with, they weren't singing, you know. Well, actually, no, we were. We did Jingle Bells together. You're right. It was fun.
I can imagine, though.
It's fun, but I'm telling you, a lot goes through your head. So I'm standing next to the president, and everyone's like, grab him and dance with him. But your mind goes, is this too much contact? Am I going to get tackled? Am I being too distant right now? Is he not feeling my vibe? Like, a lot goes through your mind. It's just very hot and cold.
Oh, man, but what an experience, huh?
Yeah,
That's
it was
amazing.
Incredible. It was incredible.
Well, I love your sound, and like I said at the beginning, the look and sound you have is like no other
thank you
in
so
music
much.
today. Andra Day, thanks for coming by the Adam Bomb Show. It was great stuff.
Thanks for having me. We will rise.
Shall we vamp?
Yes, we shall.
Do 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 do.